which is therefore limited. Horns are symbolic of physical, political strength. 7 crowns represent political authority. And the third, the stars, where you pick up that, it's symbolizing the angelic beings. 2 Peter 2:4, you'll see there that they are the spirits that went down, and all those notes are in your spirit-filled Bible, so nothing new under the sun. And so on. Forget what the different interpretations of this passage mean, but right, so where are we going next, Jane? What's the next bit that stood out to you?
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb,
come on.
and by the word of their testimony, and they did not love their lives to the death.
Lovely.
I just think of those Christians that have faced the slaughter, and they haven't denied Christ. They have not denied Christ, and that takes a lot of courage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And yet we hear so much of it now, don't we? I mean, we know way back the persecution that came after Jesus rose from the dead, but you know, the Christians then, they went through awful things. They were thrown to the lions, they were used in the arena, they were used as tarred and feathered and used as lights to light up Nero's path, and horrendous things happened to Christians. And yet God knew each one, and don't you put me on anything.
just say hi.
terrible persecution. And we know now, don't we? There's more Christians being persecuted now for their faith than ever before. And it's just, you know, they've overcome, haven't they? They've overcome.
And they've got their crown.
And it will come, there'll be more persecution.
So yeah, they overcame, they triumphed over him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony, and they didn't shrink from death. So these Coptic Christians have not shrunk from death, they have, and many like them, as James just said. But for us, I mean, the likelihood of somebody bursting in here with a gun or worse or whatever is pretty slim, thank God. But actually, if I was going to be gunned down, what a wonderful place to be in, a place of worship.
Yeah.
With my brothers and sisters. But it's not likely. But we still come under attack, as we've just said.
Yeah.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. The basic spiritual warfare formula, if you like, is here. We overcome the blood of Jesus. That is how they overcame in coming out of Egypt. They put the blood on the lintel, didn't they? And when the angel of death passed by, and Jesus, and that was then the inauguration of the Feast of Passover. The angel passed over. At Passover, Jesus has his Last Supper. And he reintroduces what Passover is. He becomes the Passover lamb. And it's his blood that's spilled. For instead of a lamb being slain every year, it's once and for all his blood. And it still flows, the blood of the Lamb. But we have to apply it. We have to apply the blood to our lives. We have to say, you know, it's kind of a funny subject in our Western culture, isn't it? Talk about blood. We're having David Suchet read to us Leviticus, and it's a bit odd. It's a bit strange how God is so exact and precise. And all these offerings, actually, it's forced us to study it a bit more, and it's quite powerful, really. God's holiness, God's justice, and it's all in there. But you know, we don't splatter blood all over the place, so we don't understand this in our day. Do you remember the old hymn, would you be free from your burden of sin? There's power in the blood, there's power in the blood. And we used to sing it a lot, you know, but it actually, start singing that on the streets and people go, power in the blood, what's that mean, you know? But the blood of Jesus applied. So, you know, I apply the blood of Jesus to my mind. I apply the blood of Jesus to my past. I apply the blood of Jesus to my present. I apply the blood of Jesus to my future. The devil's not touching it. So over my family, and you just use those words. Just as they put the blood on the lintel, and that which was unsavory had to pass by, so the blood of Jesus. And I've used that many, many times. But then the word of their testimony. So we have to, what's our testimony? You might say, well, I know. Oh, well, I got saved when I was, you know, young girl or whatever. I was in the Brethren Church, like you would tell us, or whatever. But your testimony is more than that.
It's ongoing, isn't it?
Yes, and it's like
It's ongoing.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and you have to talk it out. The power of your testimony. God has taken you through so much in the last 24 months. It's amazing.
Could it
That's
be
your testimony.
not just your testimony, but the testimony you give of what God is doing?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's your personal testimony, and then there's a testimony that you're speaking, but it's not
You gotta say
necessarily.
that on yourself. No.
But it's not necessarily your personal testimony. It's just a testimony that you're speaking on behalf of someone else or something that God's done, you know? By the power of their testimony, testifying to the power of God, to the power of Christ,
Yeah.
testifying.
The other thing is as well that they love not their lives unto death, or didn't shrink from death. And it's not always talking about physical death, as it is in some cases, but it's about, like, what if I fall flat on my face? What if I open my mouth and start testifying about, and somebody laughs? But if you have that, you know what, I don't care. I love Jesus. I'm just going to get out there and I'm going to share the good news. I'm going to pray for people, pray for anything that moves. What can they do to me? And that's how we and that's how they, when it's they, we're in the they, aren't they? You know, because it's past, present, and future.